Mr. Andy Roberto. Palakpakan po natin. Alright, sir, are you okay? Go ahead.
Parang kampanya, no? Tama-tama, mag-election na. But I'm really super happy that all of you are here. Thank you so much for making it, despite it being a Saturday, family day, the traffic, and it's so hard to park here, but you're here. And I really thank you all for being here. I also thank, special thanks also to my dad, Dr. Andy Roberto. Dad is here. So I want to honor my dad, who I actually dedicated this book to.
Wow.
So my entrepreneurial journey wouldn't have happened and be complete without my dad, who mentored me in many ways that he knows. When I started my first business, he funded it, and I lost everything. And he didn't ask for his investment back or payment back, but he just allowed me to really learn lessons on my own. And so I really want to honor and thank my dad for that. This book is really about, if you read it or have read part of it, it's really about a mentee, okay, named Eddie, who finds himself at the end of his rope. He's depressed, he's suicidal, his business has failed, his girlfriend left him, spoiler alert, but he's really at the end of this rope and suicidal. And by divine opportunity, he gets to meet a kind, benevolent mentor named Timothy, okay, who takes him on and guides him through the ins and outs of businesses, but not just business, but also the ins and outs of life. How to be really successful, and truly happy as an entrepreneur. And it's a special book because it took me 2 years to write. 2 years, the first 2 years, it was originally named Success Mindsets of Entrepreneurs. And as an entrepreneur, I also volunteer for Go Negosyo and speak about entrepreneurship and the mindsets of entrepreneurs all over the country. So as I was speaking there, I was thinking to myself, and people would ask me, there's a book of that talk, of that presentation. So I started writing and putting down those thoughts together for 2 years. But then I realized that I didn't want this book to be just like any other book that I just, like a laundry list of attitudes to have. So one day I was in Hawaii, I was teaching there, and I was teaching a writing class there for leaders. And I was thinking to myself, I should make this book really special. And I was praying, and the idea of Paul and Timothy came to mind. Paul, who mentors Timothy. And that's where I got the name, that's why the mentor's name is actually Timothy. And Eddie is, my full name is actually Eduardo. So Eddie he's someone like me who I wish had a mentor when I was starting out. I had my dad, I had other people, pero yeah, it's like I wrote this book to reach out to all of the Eddies of the world who were out there desperate for someone to teach them about life, not just business, but about life. So in this book, it was inspired by several people who I met along the way. I started as an entrepreneur in year 2000. So it's been 18 years. I started a company called Salt and Light Ventures. We brought in organized conferences featuring John Maxwell, Don Peters, Al Rees, and the like. And of course my dad. And we would organize workshop seminars. And so that was my journey. That was my journey in entrepreneurship. And it's been 18 long years. And now I just wanted to have an opportunity to share that in a book that would not just be a laundry list, but actually a work of fiction or a novel that introduces Eddie and Timothy and takes them along that journey where they get to meet real-life entrepreneurs. So one of them is here, one of the entrepreneurs that are featured in the book that I was allowed to divulge is Dylan Wilt. So Dylan, speak more about them in a little while. I have a mastermind group that I meet every month, so I consider these people also my mentors. And we share ideas, we share our heartaches, we share our pain and problems in the business. And these people actually, Joe Magsaysay is here. Joe Magsaysay is the founder, co-founder of Potato Corner. So you can find some parts of Joe Magsaysay in Timothy, who builds a conglomerate, a big food business. So Joe Mag, you're part of this book. And also, I also meet with Nelson Terrible. Nelson is also part of our mastermind group. He's an entrepreneur who started Balay Isabel. Okay. How many of you been to Balay Isabel?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, marami pang customers dito. And how many of you have tried Potato Corner?
Yes.
And how many of you have tried Human Nature? So many times. And of course, we have here the Rose Among the Thorns. Rosemary or Ut Rafael. She's a serial entrepreneur. She's into food. She's actually the first woman leader in the logistics industry. She owns Airspeed and 105 different companies. Something like that. So, she's my ninang also. And there are other entrepreneurs who are here that wanted to acknowledge. But maybe also, John Mac and Dylan, can you also maybe sit here para balance tayo. So I wanted to make this into not just a launch, but I wanted to add value to all of you. Just also by inviting the people who inspired me to write this book and also those who are featured here. And we'll have some kind of like open forum. Okay? Parang diretso pala. Alright, yeah, okay. Sorry, naagawa kita ng host. And it's okay. So that's the part of the program na, no? Okay, so open forum na. So, so yeah, I want to thank also those who are here. Dr. Chris also. Dr. Chris, can you stand up? He's my Nino. You can find his name also in the book, in the last chapter. He's a health entrepreneur. He founded Rafa Health. Rafa Health, and he's into the health tourism, right? And also our Nino and Nina, and also in the training industry. Avelin and Vic Garcia, thank you for coming. Ayun. Ang dami nandito pag maubos yung oras pag and also my project author students who are here, thank you. Yeah. So we just came from a workshop on how to write a book. Okay, so at this point, I'd like to invite one by one our panelists who are here for part of the book to answer just one question in maybe 2 minutes, okay? The book talks about struggles, it talks about trials in life, and how Eddie, the character, overcomes those trials. So the question that we want to ask of you, we can have another mic also, starting, siguro ladies first, is this question. Okay. What was the most difficult challenge or trial in your life as an entrepreneur, and how did you overcome it?
Okay. Wow, RD. Mahirap na nun. Kasi 33 years na ang logistics. I started in the logistics industry. And when I started 33 years ago, it was a male-dominated industry. So I was one of the very few women that really went into the logistics. And it was difficult in a way because I was not taken seriously. I was looked at sino ba to? Anong kaya niyang gawin? So I had to work double time, triple time. I had to prove myself, and at the same time when I was starting, I really didn't have a lot of funding. But funding is also a critical element there. But I was able to overcome it because I believed in what I was doing. And I know the why behind what I was doing. And I really went through it. And I think one of the things that we have to have as an entrepreneur is having that grit. Or like yung walang walang bibigay or walang do not give up. Even when the challenges are so way high that you just don't know what to do, then just do not give up. And one of the rules that I have lived by is really having an expectant heart. So that no matter what, I expect good things to happen. I expect blessings to come. And even if, let's say, the things that I don't want to happen, happened, and the things that I want to happen did not happen, I still look at it as preparation time. So, yeah, 33 years of preparation time.
And you started when you were just 10 years old?
Exactly. Hindi naman halata yun, di ba? Okay. So, that's basically it. But, just to put the ano on that, after a few years, I was recognized as the first woman president of the Air Freight Cargo for the passenger.